What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Fiona Apple, and we're returning for the penultimate tune on her 1996 debut album Tidal. Thank you again to Adam, who shared the album initially, and then at some point I wasn't able to access the drive anymore, so I went and found online the remainder of the album, and the penultimate track is Pale September. It's a poetic phrase. If this is actually a phrase drawn from some larger cultural context, I'm not familiar with it. Pale, it refers to hue or color, and of course depending on the context. Like if you say somebody looks pale, you could mean quite literally it looks like their face, their skin is devoid of its usual color, and thus maybe they're feeling sickly or lightheaded, or there's something wrong with them physically or physiologically. And then if you say something is like a pale copy or like a pale simulation of something, you could be saying it doesn't have the substance, it doesn't have the character or indeed color that it did before. Whether you're referring to the same person, like, you're not like you used to be, or you're a weak replacement for the person or thing that was here before, it could be a critical mark in that regard. But of course, September, we're inclined to read that literally, as in the month of September in the calendar year. And yeah, so I don't quite know what to do with those together. Now, I've learned at least a little bit about Fiona's songwriting over the course of this album, and there's often, metaphor and allegory, or at least like a visual reference that speaks to some larger or more like conceptual truth. So yes, on the surface of it, I don't know what to make of it. I will do my best to follow along or to try to come up with a hypothesis of what's happening here. This is Fiona Apple. The tune is Pale September, and it's the second to last tune on her 1996 debut album, Tidal.
Pale September, I wore the time like a dress that year. The autumn days swung soft around me like cotton on my skin. But as the embers of the summer lost their breath and disappeared, my heart went cold and only hollow rhythms resounded from within. But then he rose, brilliant as the moon in full, and sank in the burrows of my key. And all my armor falling down in a pile at my feet. Gentle on the surface of his thoughts, his body floats, unweighed down by passion or intensity, yet unaware of the depth upon which he goes. And if I souls, he knows my touch will reap. And all my armor falling down in a pile to sleep. Oh, I am falling down in a pile at my feet, and my winter getting way too warm as I'm singing to sleep.
Like little xylophone melodic rhythm there. Indeed, the composition, very beautiful. Obviously, like the piano's sort of the lead, along with Fiona's very soft and intimate vocal delivery on this one, though she does do some vocal flourishes and flares that had a bit of a, like an R&B flavor. I'd say like overall it kind of had this classical art pop feel to it, but with a bit of an R&B flavoring, and I think mainly that was in some of her vocal flourishes that it gave me that vibe. But yes, again, the piano with the lead, there's a moment or two where it sounded like there was, organ or like other keyboard. There's definitely some strings in there, supporting, elegant, and then as it got into the latter stages, it felt like there was a bit more of a dense atmosphere, but overall still pretty like minimal composition, which allows her vocals and the storytelling, such as I picked up on it, to kind of be at the front of the track. But yes, a very soft, elegant, and intimate arrangement fitting Fiona's vocals. The lyrics I heard most clearly was that refrain that came back again and again, and even the first part, I'm not sure if I'm hearing it correctly. It was like, as winter gave way to warmth, is that right? Which, again, that sounds like, the end of something colder, moving into something more nourishing and warm, like literally and or conceptually, and, again, the idea of a season changing, winter to spring, however literal and or figurative that may be, and then as I sing him to sleep. Now, I know she was very young when she composed this, so I'm thinking of that second line in the context of a significant other, a love, and, as they spend time together intimately in whatever capacity, and then her singing him to sleep. But of course, it's the kind of line, like if I'm hearing it correctly, that could also refer to like a child, as I sing him to sleep, and, as the seasons pass and he grows and so on. So again, I'm more inclined to take that in part because of Fiona's age, which of course you can write a song about motherhood before you are actually a mother in your own right. But yeah, I'm gonna tentatively and, barring any correction that people may send my way, interpret that as a significant other, whether again we're talking a boyfriend or something like that, like at the very least someone who has emotional significance to the narrator. But I didn't catch everything around that, so it's like I have a snippet, just a little snapshot of this moment and maybe the outer feeling or indeed like climate, so to speak. And again, I'm inclined to interpret that if it is winter turns to warmth, I'm inclined to interpret that on multiple levels. But either way, a very beautiful tune, a very tender tune, and even that, again, the idea of singing someone to sleep, that's a very tender, soft, and delicate, like caring interaction. So it does seem like on some level that's the vibe of the tune. I just don't know what to make of it narratively, so I look forward to any insights people have. Do let me know, and once again, shout out to Adam for kicking this off. And if you see this, Adam, do let me know, like if somehow the situation with the drive changed, because recently I've tried to log in and it says the site isn't available, which may be like something like what was happening before, or maybe I just don't have the right password or whatever. In any case, all the rest of you, let me know what you think of this, and I will see you next time. Peace.